Many movies feature a hero that has an amazing superpower. Speed, strength, the ability to regenerate, fly through time and space, or use some sort of energy beam to vanquish the enemy. Although we are not in a movie, we do have a hero in the story of our lives, and that hero is Will. His superpower was not an ability to control the weather or to see through walls, but it was something that made a difference in each and every one of our lives.
What's up guys, it's your girl Honey and I'm back with another video. Today is July 4th, 2021. This time last year my brother passed away and I haven't really been able to talk about it or talk about him, but I wanted to make this video because I want to give him his flowers, and it's Will Day today and I just want to be able to put him on the pedestal that he deserves and just talk a little bit about him and let you guys know what an amazing person he was and what he meant to me and everyone around him, everybody who met him. I really wish that I would have had vlogged him and you guys got to meet him and just understand him, but I mean, I'm gonna try my best to give you guys kind of the lowdown on everything Will. My brother was born with a disease. It's called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Basically, it's just over time it weakens your muscles, so it kind of starts from the lower body and moves its way up to the upper body. Eventually, it really takes a toll on your heart and your lungs. For some people, it's one or the other. For my brother, it was his heart. He never wanted to be on a ventilator or anything like that because he felt like that wouldn't give him the quality of life that he wanted. My mom found out that he had muscular dystrophy when he was 3 years old. As time kind of progressed, you would kind of see like he walked a little bit different than people. He had to be on steroids. He was on like medications, just things like that. Eventually, he had a fall and he ended up breaking his back vertebrae, and then he ended up in a wheelchair. He was in a wheelchair for like since grade 7. I don't even know how old you are in grade 7, like 14, I don't know, 13. And he kind of lost mobility in his legs, so he could no longer walk at all. He would kind of like just use his upper body as strength. Basically what he loved to do was play computer games, play video games. Xbox was life. He would go outside and play like road hockey with his friends. Like he had a good group of friends. He was still able to have a good life. He was always laughing, always smiling, like always having fun, always the literal life of the party, like always cracking jokes, just being crazy. He actually probably got that from my dad because apparently my dad was like very life of the party. And eventually, as he got older, he was bedridden. He no longer had really that much mobility in his arms. He couldn't feed himself anymore. We actually had a couple scares where he ended up in the hospital really sick. He lost a lot of weight, and that was kind of the first scare where they said, you know, he's not gonna make it, like this is his time to go. And my mom was just like, nope, that's not happening. So we got a feeding tube in him and my mom basically revived him, brought him back to life. It was, I guess you could say, a miracle. When everyone else gave up on him, my mom never gave up on him. And he ended up coming out of the hospital. He got 6 more years of life. When my brother passed away, I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe it. I was not accepting it. Like I could not believe that he was just here and then now he's not here. Like I couldn't process it. So, and that was my first time kind of, like I've had deaths in the family. My dad died when I was super young, but like I couldn't process that. Like I didn't understand any of that. So this was, and mine and my brother's relationship, we were very close and it was such a special relationship to me. And like, you know, like I feared this day for like a really long time. So when it actually happened, I was just like, I couldn't believe it, and it happened so suddenly. Guys, it's gonna be a little bit of an emotional video. I'm okay, I'm just obviously getting emotions out. It's emotional to talk about. So I went searching for answers. I went to psychics. I was asking God every single day, like, why would you take him, you know? And then I kind of went through all the stages of grief, and eventually I found peace. And there was many signs, like little signs here and there that would keep happening. And eventually I kind of just started to accept the signs rather than push them away and still question why this happened. Just if you guys lost a loved one or anything like that, I just feel like if you're getting signs or like these random things are happening, you know, like accept the signs, just take them for what they are, take them for signs. Don't think they're anything else. That's just what they are. They're signs. It's your loved one trying to contact you, and that's just what you have to believe. I'm a strong believer in it. I feel like once you believe, once you're at peace, then that's when these things will start coming and you'll start noticing them more. You're more open to them and then they'll start coming in. So if you guys are getting signs, just take them for what they are. I'm not doing this video because I want anybody to feel sorry for me. I just want to do this video because I know that a lot of people are going through the same things, and I feel like life is not easy. It's hard as shit. Losing somebody is it is the hardest thing that you will ever go through in your life, and it's so hard to overcome it. Like it's so hard to find peace. Like it really is so hard to find peace, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you're never going to stop missing that person. It's always going to be something missing in your life, but that person is always with you. They're watching over you every single day. I feel my brother's energy everywhere. Sometimes I feel him in my car just sitting beside me. Sometimes every time I talk to him, I can feel him. I hear his voice in my head. I know that he's with me. When I go into his room, I just feel his energy so much. You know, I just want people to know that, you know, you're not alone, and there's people who, you know, there's just so much going on in this world, and I feel like it's hard to kind of keep it together. So I feel like talking about things and having somebody you can relate to, it really helps. So that's kind of why I want to make this video, also because I want to give my brother his recognition. So yeah, I wasn't really accepting it. I saw the signs, I took the signs, and I'm happy that I have fully accepted this. Eventually my brother was bedridden. I would go over there like quite often, so I would just kind of sit with him. I'd sleep over, stay a few days with him, and we would just watch movies. We would watch YouTube videos. We'd watch literally everything under the sun, and we had a few shows that we watched together, and sometimes we would just turn off the TV and just talk about life, just talk about all the fucked up shit that's going on in the world. And those times are just times that I will forever cherish, and I'm so happy that I got to spend this time with him. There was this big blue chair beside his bed. So my mom bought like these two like lazy boys. They weren't real lazy boys, but they were similar, and like recliner chairs. So I would go and I would sit in the chair beside him, and every single time I would walk into his room, like no matter what was happening that week, anything, like everything would just, I would just let go of everything. Everything would just go out the window and nothing else mattered. Like literally he brought me so much peace, like so much. I felt so grounded when I was beside him. Like the energy that he gave off was something, it was like magical. Like it was, he changed everything for me. Having him as my brother, I feel so blessed, and I feel so lucky to have known somebody that was so special. Like he was literally a gift from God, like an angel on earth, and I got to experience that, and like I'm just one of the few that actually get to experience something like that, you know? I'm so grateful. He was my biggest teacher. He's taught me so many things about like everything I know to this day about life and about people and about just what's important in life. It's all because of him. So he changed my perspective, the way that I look at life, the understanding that I have for people, the unconditional love that I feel. I have no hate in my body because of him. He could have hated his life. He could have said, you know what, F this, like I give up. But he never gave up. He just kept pushing and just kept striving and just kept, like no matter how hard it got, he just kept pushing. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us need to take on, because I feel like we give up so easily, but we're not realizing how much harder somebody else has it. Like, yeah, you might have it hard, but there's always somebody that has it harder, like that is still pushing. So I mean, just never give up and just keep pushing, no matter what it relates to, whether it's a goal you have, whether it's you're trying to fight a disease, whatever it is, just keep pushing and never give up. Just push until you can't push anymore. That's basically it. Unconditional love is one of the most important things in life. I think that is the key to life, unconditional love. And as soon as you master that, the sooner you will have happiness and peace in your life. Because the more you hate and the more you talk negative, just bring all these negative energies in, you'll never get anywhere. You'll never find peace. You'll never be happy. The things that we take for granted every single day, like texting on our cell phone, getting out of the car and pumping gas, driving, like just these little things that we just take for granted, that there's so many people out there that can't even do. My brother couldn't do any of those. Like once upon a time, yeah, he could feed himself, he could walk, he could do all these things, but eventually he couldn't. So for most of his life, he couldn't do these things, and he was the most grateful person. He was so grateful for what he had, and what he had was family. What he had was love. He loved his family, and his family loved him, and that was all that mattered to him. He had his things that he loved, computers, Xbox, all these electronics. He loved those things. That was enough for him. That was enough. Like, he didn't need more. He didn't want for more. Yeah, he wanted the newest game, the newest computer, but whoop-de-doo, we all, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me. It's like, it's so crazy to me how somebody can be so gracious and so thoughtful and so selfless. It wasn't about him. It was about the people around him. That's all he wanted. He wanted to please everybody. He wanted to make sure that everybody else was good before he was even good. He wanted to make people, if someone came into his room for a visit or whatever the case was, he wanted them to feel as comfortable as possible. He didn't want them to look at him like he was bedridden. He wanted them to look at him like he was their equal, you know? Like, he could relate to literally anybody. It's wild. It's wild to me that, like, this perfect human was put into my life. And guys, you just have to, like, cherish everything and everybody in your life. Guys, enough of that. I'm just, like, so passionate and so worked up right now, but he was so amazing and so perfect, and I just wish that, you know, there's more people like him, because if there were more people like him, then there would probably be more peace on earth, and I feel like we're really lacking that right about now. But I mean, that's a whole nother story. All we can really control is how we feel and what we project into this world, and I just feel like more people need to focus on themselves rather than focusing on what this person is doing, what that person is doing. Just focus on you, worry about you, and that's it. Just make sure that you're living every single day as a good person. You're doing your good deeds, you're doing your good due diligence, and that's just it. Like, it's not about anybody else, it's about you and what you do, and every action that you take impacts everybody around you, everybody you come in contact with. So you just need to start with you and start being a good person. I just want to make this video, guys. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I literally am I'm fine. I've found peace with this. I really have done some serious digging into my beliefs, and what I truly believe is that, you know, like, somebody like my brother, he was meant to be here for a certain amount of time. He was not meant to be here for his whole lifespan, 80 years, whatever the case is. He was only meant to be here for that period of time. We almost lost him once, and we got a miracle. We got an extra 6 years with him. You know, when it comes to death, I just feel like when they say, like, oh, that person was at the wrong place, wrong time, like, no, they weren't, because everything happens for a reason. That was their time to go. God was calling them home, and they had to go. And that's just what it is. Like, everything is happening for a reason. The people you meet, like, do you ever say to yourself, like, if I just did this one thing different, then this wouldn't have happened, or if I just wasn't there at this time, this would have never happened. But that was all supposed to happen. Our Creator, our God, He has a plan for everybody. All of us have a plan. So before we came into this world, I personally feel that we chose the life that we wanted to live. We choose these lives, and that's why they say, like, you know, you have so many lives, so many past lives, because we do. It's our soul continues to live on, and I feel like once you do what you have to do in this world, then it's your time to go. That's it. It's mission accomplished, and I gotta go. When you lose somebody, of course it's gonna be sad, of course it's gonna be so hard, but you need to focus on the fact that you had that time to spend with them. This was their purpose. This was my brother's purpose, to be on this earth for this long, for this reason, and he made his stamp. He did what he had to do, and it was time to go home. So whatever the case is, whether it's disease related, mental health related, whether it's fluke accident related, whatever it is, it was meant to be. That was meant to be. That was your purpose. That was your path. And all of these things are to teach others. Like, we are each other's teachers. We are one. We are all come from the same place. We just need to realize that and just accept it, and just try to be better people every single day. Try to better yourself 1% every single day. Stop being negative. Stop being mean to other people. Stop bullying. Just be good. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. I think that's all I have to rant about. But guys, I'm actually heading to my mom's right now. We're gonna just have a full-on Will day. We're gonna make his favorite snacks, and actually me and my mom, we got tattoos. So I basically got just a simple Will Forever. I don't know if you guys can see, but I got butterflies. Can you guys see? And then she got something a little more detailed. She got like wings and then Will Forever through it. Just in memory of him. He's just with us forever. It's Will Forever. So I'm going to continue to say his name, and I'm going to continue to remember him and to make sure that his legacy lives on. I'm going to make sure that every day in my life I try to be more like Will, because again, he was literally the perfect person. That's what I'm striving for. I'm not striving for perfection, because he was one of a kind, but I am definitely going to strive for world peace. And I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure that I'm doing my part and I am contributing to happiness and unconditional love. So yeah, so I'm just going to head to my mom's now. I know this video was a little bit emotional for me, but I will see you guys in our next video that won't be that emotional. It's going to be actually more joyful. We have a lot of exciting things coming, a lot of exciting news. So we're really excited to share with you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.